Have you ever wondered if there's like a latent power within you? Something capable of transforming your deepest aspirations into, well, tangible reality.
Yeah. That feeling that there's more.
Exactly. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into Joseph Murphy's really impactful work, Believe in Yourself.
Yeah, it's a classic for a reason.
Our mission for this deep dive is to give you a clear, kind of concise understanding of how your imagination, when you consciously direct it, can fundamentally reshape your life.
Right, we're going to uncover practical steps and some pretty surprising insights from this book.
And this isn't just, theory, is it?
No, not at all. We'll explore how this ancient wisdom, woven through biblical interpretations and backed up by compelling modern success stories, offers a real roadmap, a way to actually achieve your desires.
Okay. And for this deep dive, we're working directly with excerpts from the book itself, Believe in Yourself.
That's right, straight from the source.
So here's the big question then. What if the key to unlocking your success isn't something external you need to find or acquire?
What if it's like a profound faculty already deeply embedded within you?
That's the core idea. Let's unpack this with what Murphy calls the powerhouse of imagination.
Okay, the powerhouse. Where does he start with that?
Well, what's so insightful is how he reinterprets the biblical figure Joseph.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Not just the historical person.
Right. He posits that Joseph is actually a powerful symbol for disciplined or controlled imagination.
Disciplined imagination.
He sees it as the primal faculty of the mind, the one that projects and clothes ideas, ultimately bringing them into visibility.
Billows them, like giving them form.
Exactly. And when the Bible says Israel loved Joseph, Murphy translates Israel as the spiritually awakened man.
Ah, someone who gets it.
Precisely. Someone who fully grasps and appreciates the immense power of this controlled imagination. He even calls it the son of his old age.
Meaning it's the ultimate expression of wisdom. It's born from a deep understanding of the mind's inner workings, like the most refined tool you develop through, profound self-knowledge.
Got it. So imagination isn't just daydreaming.
No, far from it. Murphy presents imagination as an incredibly mighty instrument. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Great scientists, artists, physicists, inventors, architects, mystics, throughout history, they've leveraged this very power to achieve what most people considered impossible.
So they weren't just dreaming, they were actively imagining.
That's the key difference. Murphy emphasizes that your imagination can literally penetrate the depths of reality and reveal the secrets of nature.
Wow. Okay, that's a big claim. How does that actually work? What's the mechanism?
Well, here's where it gets truly foundational. The role of feeling.
Ah, emotion.
Yes. Thomas Trode, who was a big influence, stated, "Feeling is the law, and the law is the feeling."
Feeling is the law.
And Murphy builds on this. It's not enough to just think about your mental pictures. They absolutely must be charged with feeling to produce results.
So the emotional energy brings them to life.
Exactly. That's the catalyst.
Okay. But what about when you try to imagine something good and your mind just fights back? The doubts creep in.
That's a critical point. If we connect this to the bigger picture, we're talking about overcoming that inner opposition we all face. Murphy highlights the line, Joseph dreamed a dream and told it to his brethren, and they hated him.
Right.
In this context, your brethren symbolize your own internal naysayers.
So my negative thoughts, my limiting beliefs.
Precisely. Those persistent feelings of doubt, external opinions that scoff at your dreams, whispering, "You can't do that, it's impossible." Those are the brethren.
Okay, so how do you handle that mental argument, that resistance?
Murphy's advice is pretty clear. Consciously detach your attention from sense evidence.
Meaning what I see and hear around me right now.
Yes, especially if it contradicts your dream. Instead, focus intensely on your desired goal. He says when you uplift your ideal in your consciousness, like truly praise it, give it your full devotion,
Then what?
then all those fearful opposing thoughts will eventually make obeisance to your exalted state of mind.
Obeisance, like they bow down.
Yeah, they simply lose their power. They dissipate.
Yeah.
Your focused feeling state overcomes them.
Okay, that leads back to that idea of clothing ideas you mentioned.
Right. Which brings us directly to Joseph's iconic coat of many colors.
Ah, yes. So the coat isn't just a coat.
Nope. It symbolizes a psychological covering, your chosen mental attitudes, moods, feelings. It represents your innate capacity to clothe any idea in form.
Give me an example.
Okay, say you have a friend who's struggling. You can imagine them vividly living in the lap of luxury, radiant, happy, prosperous. You're mentally clothing them in that reality.
Or I could do that for myself. Imagine my own life, clothed in abundance, peace, health.
Exactly. Even when current circumstances seem to shout the opposite, you choose the coat.
Murphy really emphasizes that imagination is like the top dog, doesn't he? The first faculty.
He does. He states it takes precedence over all the other 12 faculties or brethren of your mind.
The other ways we think and perceive.
Yes. And when imagination is disciplined and focused, he believes it can literally collapse time and space, allow you to rise above all limitations.
Relapse time and space. How?
By living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled now, it brings the future into the present subjectively. The key is consciously keeping your imagination busy with noble, expansive concepts rather than letting it, wander in worry or fear.
Okay. Now, what about this Egypt concept? He says Joseph was sold into Egypt. What does that signify?
Egypt is another metaphor. Murphy explains that Joseph is sold into Egypt means your concept, your desire, must first be subjectified.
Subjectified. Go internal.
Yes. Before it can be objectified or manifested in the external world, it has to go into the subjective where the birth of ideas takes place.
Okay, like the architect example you sometimes hear about.
Exactly like that. Think of a distinguished architect. They don't just start laying bricks.
No, they have a vision first.
A complete vision. They construct an entire modern city or a beautiful palace in their mind for superhighways, parks, every detail.
Right.
That internal construction, that's the subjective realm. That's Egypt. Only once that inner blueprint is complete and felt as real can it be objectified, actually built.
So in the script she says, "Out of Egypt have I called my son."
Murphy interprets that as your imagination. By controlling this conceptive realm, this inner world, is what ultimately delivers you from any prison of fear, sickness, lack, or limitation.
It's an internal process first, the manifestation follows.
Precisely. It's an internal alchemy.
That makes so much sense. It really connects to how things seem to manifest in the real world, like that architect example.
Yeah, it's a powerful illustration. The entire vision exists internally before anything physical happens.
And our sensory imagination, just our ability to imagine seeing or hearing things, is part of this.
Absolutely. It's incredibly powerful. Murphy points out you can, right now, hear the invisible voice of your mother, even if she's miles away.
Yeah, I can do that.
Or see her vividly, as if she were right there with you. This isn't magic. It's a very real power of the mind that you possess.
And we can consciously cultivate that for our goals.
That's the whole point. You can use that sensory richness to make your desired outcomes feel real now.
This seems to apply directly to something as basic as attitude, too.
Definitely. The business world, as Murphy notes, really understands the importance of a right attitude.
He has a story about that, doesn't he? A salesgirl.
Yes, a striking anecdote. This salesgirl initially couldn't sell any pamphlets on reincarnation because she was, well, personally opposed to the idea.
Okay.
But Murphy patiently explained their biblical origins and meaning, reframing it for her. Her attitude completely shifted.
And then?
Suddenly she was enthusiastic and boom, all the booklets sold out. Her internal shift created an external result.
That's fascinating. It really makes you think, doesn't it? How much do you, the listener, permit others or external events to influence your state of mind?
Right. Do you let headlines, office gossip, or someone's criticism genuinely upset you? Murphy stresses that nothing external can truly upset you without your mental consent.
Wow.
You are, in essence, the only thinker in your world, and because emotions always follow thought.
Then I'm the master of my own thought world, my emotional state.
You got it. It's a powerful realization.
And you can feel the difference instantly, can't you? If you imagine someone as being mean or dishonest.
You feel it right away, yeah, that negative, unsettling emotion inside.
But if you intentionally flip that, imagine them as honest, sincere.
The feeling changes. You feel a positive, maybe even peaceful shift. Your internal experience is totally within your control.
So how does this connect to, like, a bigger picture? Our concept of God, maybe?
Murphy believed it connects directly. Your real concept of God or your understanding of that spiritual power within fundamentally determines your entire attitude toward life.
How so?
If you perceive this power as, say, an infinite intelligence that's responsive to your thoughts,
Okay.
it naturally leads to a more positive, affirmative outlook, a kind of joyous expectancy of the best.
Because you feel supported, connected.
Exactly. That internal conviction then shapes your external experience. It changes how you interact with the world.
I love this story he tells about the teenage boy with bad grades.
Oh yeah, the 16-year-old His grades were plummeting.
But instead of just worrying, he did something different.
Right. He consciously changed his attitude, started praying scientifically, as Murphy puts it.
Which involved,
He claimed perfect memory for himself, and then he vividly imagined his teachers and his mother congratulating him on getting all A's on his report card. He lived in that feeling,
and it worked.
dramatically improved his grades. It was that sustained emotional imagination of the outcome he wanted that caused the shift.
But the flip side is also true, isn't it? Negative imagination.
Absolutely. Murphy illustrates this powerfully with a man in London who, through morbid imagination, kept seeing a snake
Seeing it like a hallucination.
or just an intensely vivid mental image. He experienced debilitating fear, as if the snake were truly there.
Wow.
It's a stark reminder of that biblical injunction. Choose ye whom ye will serve.
Choose what you focus on, what you imagine.
Exactly. By consciously choosing to imagine whatsoever things are lovely, noble, and of good report, your entire emotional attitude toward life undergoes a profound positive transformation.
This also ties into how we view change and problems, doesn't it?
It does. Murphy says change eternal is at the root of all life. And interestingly, he views problems not as roadblocks, but as life's way of asking you for an answer.
So challenges are opportunities.
In a way, yes. And he asserts that your imagination is uniquely capable of reconciling opposites, finding solutions, and bringing peace, even when you're facing significant sorrow or difficulty.
It seems like history is full of examples of this kind of imaginative power.
Absolutely. He points to figures like Columbus. It wasn't just navigational skill, right?
No, it was
More-
poor.
It was his imagination plus faith in a divine power that kept him going, compelled him to persistently declare, sail on, and on, even when his crew was ready to give up.
His inner vision drove the ship.
Precisely. Or think about Copernicus and Einstein.
Yeah.
They didn't just stumble upon theories like the Earth's rotation or relativity. They perceived them first through vivid imagination. They envisioned possibilities that flew in the face of what everyone else believed.
And then set out to prove them.
Exactly. Same with archaeologists and paleontologists. They don't just dig up bones.
They reconstruct the past in their minds.
Right. They reconstruct ancient scenes. They clothe fossil remains through their imaginative perception, making the dead past alive and audible. It's an act of deep imaginative understanding.
And this power isn't just for famous people or scientists.
Not at all. Think of Milton, blind, yet he saw with the interior eye and composed Paradise Lost. Bunyan, stuck in prison, wrote Pilgrim's Progress. Even Chico, a Parisian sewer cleaner, Murphy mentions, who worked in darkness all day,
Yeah.
lived in a paradisaical state of mind because he meticulously cultivated beautiful scenes in his imagination. Their circumstances didn't control their inner world.
That creative flow seems almost effortless for some.
It can seem that way.
Mm.
Leonardo da Vinci meditated deeply on Jesus and his disciples, and his profound imagination, well, it secreted the Last Supper.
Secreted it like it just emerged from him.
Yeah. And poets, from Shelley to someone Murphy knew in Greenwich Village, described entire poems or songs appearing in their minds, complete and ready without the slightest effort.
Like taking dictation from within.
Almost, yeah. As if an invisible intelligence within just stirred their minds.
And inventors too. Edison, Tesla, Ford.
Absolutely. All their world-changing ideas began in imagination. Ford famously envisioned putting the world on wheels. That vivid mental picture drove everything.
There's also that story about the chemists, right?
Yeah.
Trying to replicate a dye.
Oh yeah, the young chemist, tasked with synthesizing a German dye that had stumped everyone for years.
And his secret weapon wasn't just chemistry.
No, he imagined he already had the answer. He clearly visualized the word answer with like a blank space underneath it.
Trusting his subconscious to fill it in.
Exactly. And on the third night, the complete formula and the technique just appeared to him in a dream.
Wow. Define the problem. Trust the inner mind.
That's a great way to put it. Which brings us really nicely to the practical application, using the subconscious mind deliberately.
Okay, how do we do that?
Well, Murphy shares this fascinating Chinese sage legend about playing cards.
Playing cards.
Yeah. The legend says they were designed to preserve sacred teachings through pictorial form, making hidden, profound ideas manifest and accessible to everyone. Like the symbols in our deck today carry meaning.
That's a perfect example of making ideas visible, tangible, like personal dramatization.
Exactly. Think about it. Before a big life event, like your marriage or graduation.
Or like a soldier imagining coming home.
Right. Didn't you have incredibly vivid mental pictures? You saw the scene, heard the sounds, felt the emotions.
Yeah, definitely.
Murphy says these images appear so freely, almost from nowhere, because there's an internal creator within just waiting to mold them into reality based on your dominant feelings and focus.
And that internal creator is the subconscious.
Yes, acting as this vast reservoir of wisdom. Murphy tells a personal story about an exam in London. He couldn't recall an answer.
Panic time for most people.
Right, but he just relaxed, affirmed something like, God reveals the answer. And suddenly the solution appeared in his mind like a page of a book.
So relaxing the conscious mind lets the subconscious wisdom come through.
That's the idea. When you quiet the conscious struggle, the subjective wisdom rises to the fore.
Okay, this seems heavily reliant on belief, on faith.
Oh, absolutely central. Murphy really emphasizes belief and faith. He tells that powerful story of the 14-year-old boy whose mother was gravely ill.
What did the boy do?
He was filled with this fervent belief. He imagined Jesus saying, "Go thy way, thy mother is made whole." He made that mental drama incredibly real, charged with feeling,
And his mother.
was completely healed.
Mm.
Murphy clarifies here that to believe is to accept something as true. And he echoes that core principle. According to your faith, is it done unto you?
So it's the acceptance as true that matters.
Yes, and this is a critical insight he offers. Various healing methods, he mentions voodoo, kahuna practices, osteopathy, they all achieve results.
Even though they're very different.
Exactly. Not necessarily because of the specific technique itself, but because they effectively tap into the one source of healing through,
Imagination and faith.
you got it. It's the deep conviction, the unwavering acceptance of the desired outcome as already true that activates the healing principle within.
He even suggests that if your belief is strong enough, you might not need external aids.
He takes it that far, yeah.
Yeah.
When your allegiance is given solely to the spiritual power within, those external props, as he calls them, or traditional remedies, might not even be necessary.
That's what he means by standing alone with God.
Yes, a complete reliance on your inner divine connection. Total faith in that power.
There's another story that illustrates this powerfully, isn't there? The true cross one.
Oh, that's a potent one. A son, desperate to heal his father's tuberculosis.
What did he do?
He used a small splinter of wood. He convinced his father it was a piece from the actual true cross.
Wow, okay.
And this act just fired his father's imagination to an intense degree. The father snatched the splinter, pressed it to his chest, full of faith, miraculously healed overnight. The lesson, Murphy highlights, wasn't the wood. It was imagination aroused to an intense degree, plus the confident expectancy of a perfect healing.
The belief activated the healing.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Which leads us to another really interesting technique.
Ah.
Using imaginary conversations for guidance.
Imaginary conversations. Like talking to yourself?
Sort of, but more structured. Murphy shares a story of a successful executive who, for like 3 decades, based his biggest business decisions on vivid imaginary conversations with the Apostle Paul.
With Paul. Seriously.
Yeah. He'd mentally hear Paul saying something like, "Your decision is perfect. It will bless your organization." And he acted on that feeling of certainty.
Okay. What are other examples?
Well, Goethe apparently did something similar. Held imaginary conversations with friends to get advice, making them feel as real as possible in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a stockbroker facing serious financial trouble. He systematically turned it around by imagining a millionaire banker congratulating him on his wise investments.
Repeating that conversation
And
mentally.
over until it was psychologically fixed as a form of belief.
That really connects to the idea of inner talking, doesn't it? What you say to yourself inside.
Definitely. Uspensky stressed how important inner speech or inner talking is. It needs to agree with your aim.
So the stockbroker's inner talk was about making wise investments for others.
Right, aligning with his goal. Murphy notes that prayer is a habit. Through consistent inner work, like these imaginary conversations, you make your mental images a deep subjective pattern, like running a mental movie.
Run your mental movie often. I like that.
Yeah, he advised that. Consistent repetition ingrains it as a definite habitual pattern in your subconscious.
Like the woman with the lawsuit.
Exactly, that's another great example. 5-year lawsuit, going nowhere. She started vividly dramatizing her lawyer, discussing a perfect, harmonious solution.
Repeating that phrase.
Repeating it until it became a deep, subjective pattern. And lawsuit resolved harmoniously.
So to really use this science of imagination effectively, what's required?
Murphy says you have to actively eliminate mental impurities.
Impurities like.
Fear, worry, any destructive inner talking that contradicts your goal. You have to focus solely on your ideal, remain absolutely faithful to that mental picture.
And then the desire takes form.
In time, yes. It's a discipline.
This really makes you aware of how often we might use imagination negatively without realizing it.
Oh, absolutely. It's a crucial point. Murphy gives sobering examples, like a mother constantly imagining accidents for her son whenever he was late.
Or the businessman who kept picturing failure.
Right. A prosperous businessman, but he habitually envisioned failure for his company. Murphy emphasizes the thing he fears does not exist save in his morbid imagination.
But if you dwell on it.
If indulged, it can indeed bring that very failure to pass. Our imagination is a powerful force, for good or ill. It doesn't judge. It just creates based on our focus and feeling.
So, practically speaking, day to day, how do we direct this power?
Murphy uses a great analogy. The conscious mind is like the motor, and the subconscious is the engine.
Okay.
You start the motor with your focused, directed thoughts. And then the engine, your subconscious, does the powerful work of bringing it into reality.
So what are the steps?
First step, he advises, is to relax. Quiet your attention. Get still. Immobilize the constant chatter.
Okay, relaxation first.
Second step, simply imagine the reality of what you desire. Feel it as if it's already here, right now.
Live in the end result mentally.
Exactly. He did this himself when selling his home.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't you imagine?
He vividly imagined taking down the for sale sign, tossing it into the garage, and feeling this profound inner satisfaction that the house was sold.
Just the feeling of it being done.
Yes. And the very next day, he got a deposit. He immediately went out and actually pulled the sign down. As he often said, as within, so without.
The outer action matched the inner conviction.
Perfectly. There's also the story of the man facing a mortgage payment.
Right. He imagined depositing the check.
Intensely imagined it,
Yeah.
making the feeling of relief and abundance intensely real. And the funds came through.
And the young lady who wanted the Cadillac.
Same process. She desperately wanted one. So she imagined going through the identical motions as if she were actually driving one.
Like visiting the showroom in her mind, feeling the wheel.
Exactly. Feeling the luxurious upholstery, living it internally. Shortly after, her uncle passed away and, to her surprise, left her his Cadillac.
Wow. The inner experience came first.
Always. But what's absolutely crucial here, Murphy stresses, is knowing what you want. Yes. The subconscious mind needs a definite, clear-cut concept to work with. Think of it like a camera impressing a picture on film.
It needs a clear image.
Right. And it needs time exposure, that consistent focus, and most importantly, quality of consciousness.
Meaning the depth of feeling, the faith.
Precisely. The conviction you infuse into that mental picture.
Okay, let's shift a bit then. How does this relate to imagining success and, as Murphy puts it, living in truth?
Well, Murphy is really unequivocal on this. He states God is always successful.
Okay.
And because he believed God is within him, he firmly asserted that man, meaning humankind, is inherently equipped to succeed.
So we're designed for success.
In his view, absolutely. You
Yeah.
were born to win, to conquer, to overcome. It's your fundamental nature.
He had a tailor friend with a saying about that, didn't he?
Yes, a great little anecdote. The tailor's favorite saying was, all I ever do is add, I never subtract.
Add, never subtract.
Murphy used this as a profound metaphor for success itself. It's about adding to your growth, your wealth, your power, knowledge, faith, wisdom. Life, in this view, is constant addition.
And the only subtraction is?
Death, essentially. So the principle of life is increase, addition.
That connects powerfully to the idea of being master of your conditions.
Directly. Murphy asserted, you are never a slave to circumstances. You are a master of conditions.
Ew.
By consciously changing your mind, you literally change your conditions. The power isn't out there. It's within your own consciousness.
He gives examples of this too, right? Like the movie actor.
Yeah, the actor who has little formal education but dreamed as a boy of seeing his name in lights.
What did he do?
He persistently imagined it. While doing mundane chores, mowing hay, milking cows, he held that vision
Sustained imagination.
for years until it finally manifested. He saw his name in big lights exactly as he'd imagined.
And the drugstore clerk. That's another great one.
Oh yeah, the clerk who vividly imagined himself in his own pharmacy.
Picturing the detail.
Arranging bottles, seeing clerks working, visualizing a big bank balance. He mentally lived that role, adopted the attitude of, as though I am and I will be.
And eventually.
After the service, he became a manager, then a district manager, saved diligently, and finally bought his dream pharmacy.
Which was just like he imagined.
Exactly. In his words, exactly the store he saw in his imagination.
These stories really drive home the idea that fear is just misplaced faith.
That's exactly how Murphy described it. Fear is faith in the wrong thing. It's a belief in lack, in limitation.
So instead of imagining limitations,
We're encouraged to proactively imagine abundance, possibility, success. Give our faith to the positive outcome.
and this belief system extends even to the physical body.
Yes. He strongly believed your body is your mind expressed.
The body reflects the mind.
Right. He shared a wonderful prayer for perfect health, used by a South African minister that captures this perfectly.
How did it go?
Something like, the perfection of God is now being expressed through me. My subconscious mind recreates my body in perfect accordance with the perfect image held in the mind of God.
It's about consciously seeing yourself, your body, as already whole and perfect.
Exactly, holding that perfect pattern in mind.
So developing real confidence comes from trusting this inner power.
Yeah, it's about developing this certainty, this conviction, that this inner power can be called upon to overcome all obstacles.
And God, for Murphy, isn't some distant figure.
No, not an external being up in the sky. God is the very essence of man, the life principle within, representing infinite wisdom, boundless love, infinite intelligence, dwelling in you.
Which is why he emphasized that line, man shall decree a thing and it shall come to pass.
Right. Your decrees, your inner pronouncements matter. But your inner talking, those idle words of doubt, fear, worry.
They create confusion, block things.
Exactly. They interfere with the decree. But if you truly trust in the Lord and do good, meaning align your thoughts and feelings with the good you desire, then shalt thou be fed. Your needs will be met.
It's about consciously decreeing positive outcomes through that internal dialogue.
Yes. And if we bring this all together, Murphy states it pretty bluntly, your world is a mirror,
Reflecting.
reflecting back to your inner world, your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and especially your inner conversation.
So if I don't like what I see outside,
Look inside. He stresses that the only sin is ignorance, meaning problems usually arise because we've unknowingly wandered away after false gods of fear and error. Our external reality is just a direct printout of our dominant internal state.
so the invitation is to change the inner conversation.
Yes, let your words be as a honeycomb, sweet to the ear and pleasant to the bones.
That's a beautiful image.
Isn't it? He also uses the phrase apples of gold in pictures of silver. Powerful, positive thoughts, the apples of gold, held within the framework of your focused imagination, the pictures of silver. They become inherently nourishing, sweet, and supportive to your whole being.
It seems worthwhile, then, to understand a bit more about the man behind these powerful ideas, Joseph Murphy himself.
Definitely. Knowing his background adds context. He was born in Ireland, 1898.
Strict Catholic upbringing.
Very. He even entered a Jesuit seminary. But he felt limited, apparently, and left for America seeking new ideas. Arrived with just, like, $5 in his pocket.
Wow, quite a leap. What did he do then?
His path was varied at first. Day laborer, then he became a pharmacist, even owned his own drugstore in New York.
But he didn't stick with pharmacy after the war.
No. After World War II, his direction shifted profoundly. He traveled extensively, really immersed himself in studying world religions, especially Asian philosophies, and dug deep into metaphysics.
And he had a key mentor.
Yes, Dr. Thomas Trord, a really interesting figure, judge, philosopher, doctor, professor. Trord became his mentor, introducing him to mysticism and the Masonic order.
Where Murphy became quite involved.
Yeah, eventually achieved the 32nd degree in the Scottish Rite.
So then he started teaching this himself.
Right. He founded the Church of Divine Science in Los Angeles. It aligned closely with the New Thought movement,
Which was about.
basically combining metaphysical principles with spiritual insights and practical approaches, helping individuals unlock their inherent potential and, achieve their desires through understanding these mental and spiritual laws.
And his church grew.
Phenomenally. Started small, but eventually drew 1,300 to 1,500 people weekly to the Wilshire Ebell Theater.
And the radio show.
Huge reach. Weekly show, over 1 million listeners, plus his tapes and books really took off, often written in these intense, almost trance-like sessions.
With his wife's support.
Yeah, Gene Wright played a crucial role, supporting him and helping get his work out there.
His most famous book is probably The Power of Your Subconscious Mind.
Absolutely. Published in '63, immediate bestseller, still hugely popular today.
What was his core mission, would you say?
He truly believed in teaching people about their divine origin and the powers regnant within them. He wanted people to know they're fundamentally their own saviors, capable of achieving their own salvation by understanding and using their inner world correctly.
That's powerful.
His wife Jean summarized it beautifully after he passed. I want to help others at every stage or level of consciousness to learn of the wonders within.
And Murphy's own ultimate summary.
Simple and profound. You are the king, the ruler of your world, for you are one with God.
Wow. What an illuminating deep dive, really, into Joseph Murphy's message.
It really is profound stuff.
We've seen how he meticulously unpacks the just incredible power of your imagination and your subconscious mind.
And how applying these principles consistently with discipline.
Can genuinely transform your life from the inside out. I love his line, it's just as easy to imagine yourself successful as it is to imagine failure, and far more interesting.
That says it all, doesn't it? And this knowledge, it isn't just theoretical, is it? It offers tangible, actionable tools you can use in your daily life.
Yeah, it's a powerful reminder that you really do hold the power to shape your reality from within, just by changing your mind, your focus, your feeling.
All starts there.
So, as you, our listener, move through your day after hearing all this, here's something to think about.
Mhm.
What one thing will you choose to consistently imagine and really infuse with feeling starting today, knowing, as Murphy taught, that it's already existing in that next dimension of mind, just waiting for you to feel it real so it can objectify itself in your world?